All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Philosophy of Fitness podcast, episode number 20. So exciting. I'm joined here today with Keith London. Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
So excited to have you on. For everyone,
I'm excited to be here.
For everyone listening, way back, 2013, we were on American Idol together. So that was like such a crazy ride.
Yeah, I can't believe it was so long ago.
It's crazy.
It's such like a memory that like it's something that'll stick around with us for forever, you know?
Yeah.
But what a fun experience.
I know, what a crazy time, like the plane hangar. That was we honestly got like the weirdest season of producer changes and stuff, so it was crazy.
Yeah. That was a little, and you had to do that. I remember sitting there like so scared. So we were taken to some random airplane hangar, and then they only pick some people to sing, which I don't know. I still don't know the reasoning behind.
I don't know.
I don't know. But that was like cutthroat. I remember texting you. And I'm like, what's going on? Where's your bus going? Like, how terrible. Like, it was
so messed up. Like, I remember, so you were in the group of people that just went on to the next round, which, like, God bless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they had two buses. So, like, one bus was going to the airport, sending the people home. The other bus was on to the next round. And they were like, we're not going to tell you, which one you're on till you get there. And, like, there were grown men crying on the phone with their parents on my bus. Like, I knew I was on the doomed bus. Like, I just had a bad feeling. And and then the messed up part was that they filmed us at the airport, like pretending we were leaving, and then they took us back to the other hotel. So, did you not know that?
Did I know that? I don't remember. Oh my! Wait, so they took you back to that hotel. Yep. And then the next morning you flew out?
So they paid for everyone's plane ticket, which was awesome. But they basically were like, yeah, here's your plane ticket. I was with my mom at the time, you remember, because I was a minor. So we were both like, we don't want to leave yet. So we met up with a friend. We went to Universal and stuff. But yeah.
That's right. Okay. I remember. Like some like Tarzan looking guy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was crazy though. Like what a wild ride. But I mean, I feel like we're both doing such different things now than we were.
Right?
Yeah.
So crazy how life can turn like that. So have you tried out again?
Not for Idol. No. Have you?
No. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, I totally have.
Actually, wait, that's a lie. And I think I might have. I did. And I made it through like one round and then I got cut. So
it gets confusing. I tried out so many times.
Oh yeah, you've tried out I remember back in 2013, you had a list of like 50 places.
Definitely for all the shows. Yeah, I definitely tried it for like 50 sometimes, but it's like ridiculous. I mean, when I do something, I try to give it 100%, more than 100%, the most I could possibly give just to succeed. But yeah, I definitely tried out a couple more times after that. And now it's my last year.
Oh, that's right, because you're at the age cutoff.
I'm at the cutoff. I'm like,
oh my God,
I started auditioning when I was 18. I know you could start earlier, but like having my parents involved, I think my mom would not sit in that line. How was your mom, by the way?
She's good. Yeah, she was such a trooper. She was there every step of the way with me, every single audition. Like she was there. Every line that we waited on, and if you guys listening, if you haven't tried out for these shows before, you stand online for like the longest time. You're basically treated like cattle being herded,
Yeah, the cattle call.
Literally, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's awesome that she did all, because that's a lot of like, it's a lot of doing nothing and having just to be there for days and days and days. So that's awesome that she did.
Yeah, bless Laura. Mom, if you're listening to this, you're the goat. It's just, oh man, it's so crazy. I've tried out like online for a couple of them, but like I said, it was like, I think I just got lucky that time around with the producer that heard me, because it's such a crapshoot of luck of the draw.
It It really, really, really is. I mean, I know when I try, like, do you remember the piano guy, like the main piano guy on the show,
Yeah.
Michael? So like Michael, he has cut me like 7 times. I seem to
Really?
always get his table. The first couple years when I tried out, I would like, I know I in the same year I like tried out in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I saw him there, cut me. Then I went down to like South Carolina. Again,
Oh
I
my
got his table.
God.
He cut me. And like all these times he like just does not he just did not
Yeah.
like me. And I feel like they don't pay attention. He was like eating lunch half the time. And I'm like, I just drove 14 hours to be here. Like, please listen to me. But yeah, luckily on the same season,
Yeah.
somehow we just got the right things. And because there's so much talent that like gets
Oh
cut
my God.
early,
Yeah.
um, it's crazy. So I'm just lucky. I'm
I
definitely
know.
lucky for
I feel the
that.
same way though about like what you were saying with some of them eating lunch. It's so rude. Like I've tried out for other shows too, and I'll be, singing or whatever, and they all have like laptops in front of them. They're typing, they're not even listening to what you're doing. So,
Yeah, is that The Voice?
yes, yeah. Yep.
Yes, totally The Voice. Like I try to I love like the background. I would love to know like
What they're
how
doing behind those
like
screens.
so you know on this on the golden tickets that we get like throughout the way, like they write
Oh
codes
yeah.
on
Remember
there.
we were comparing
And
codes, like the letters we had? Yeah.
yes, HS were like hot sheet, like I was like N and Y.
Yep. K, there was a letter
There was
K
like
too. It was like N, Y, and
K was
K.
in there. I was like, what does this mean? Like, am I getting cut next, or is it like, yeah? So I was super paranoid
Oh
about
yeah.
what those pictures said.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall there and like see what they're doing behind those screens and what they have written on the sheets and stuff. Like, oh,
Like, are they talking with each other? Like, girl, this her hair's
yeah,
a mess. Like, what are they really saying
right? Or are
behind
they
those
like, guys,
screens?
let's order Chipotle for lunch? Like, I would be so curious to see.
I I can't wait for lunch.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, but put yourself in their shoes. Like, you probably have like it's probably not the most fun thing. Like when you get a really good person, that's probably exciting. But there's in that first round,
There's
like,
so many people that they're
there's tons of
seeing.
bad.
Like, that's got to be
And there are a
exhausting.
lot that are
Yeah.
bad. There's a lot that are terrible that are like think
I
they're
know.
great. So so it's like, oh, if I had to listen to that,
Yeah.
yeah, without because it's you can't be like rude. Like I tried my very first time trying out. Me and my friends drove to from Pennsylvania to Nashville, and my friend that was in the same group as me because you go in a group of four. She got to sing for like 3 seconds, and they just like cut her
Wow.
off, and I was like, oh my god, that was
That's so rude.
so it's so
Yeah.
rude. But that season, that was season 10, and the stadium like audition was still they were
Packed
like
stadiums.
the
Yeah.
whole it was packed. I mean, we were there at 1 o'clock in the morning and we didn't get out until
Yep.
6 p.m. It was a packed arena. So I guess they're just like
They know right
they know
away.
what they want. So I felt really bad. I mean,
Oh
driving
my
all that
God.
way to get 3 seconds, like literally
Have
three
you, did they
seconds.
ever cut you off or no?
Um, no, I've been pretty I like try to get sweet 30
Mm-hmm.
seconds. I feel really rushed. Like I never want to. I don't want them to cut me
Yeah.
off. Well, except when JLo cut me off, and I had like 5 seconds left. It was just, and you're gonna hear me roar. That was the
Yep.
last line, and she's like, and I mean when JLo tells you to
You're like,
stop,
oh, I'm done.
okay, okay, whatever you want, JLo. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they cut me off. I think Harry Connick Jr. cut me off in the plane hangar, like right before I was about to finish. And I remember standing there on that spot and my knees were like this while I was singing. I was so nervous. And it was the same thing. I was so scared. I was like, the second he waved his hand, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh, wow. What a
Crazy.
ride. Well, guys, if you're ever auditioning for shows, I mean, it's probably so different with COVID now with like, it used to be packed, stadiums. Like I tried out the first time at Heinz Field and it was the same thing. We got there like 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave until like 8 o'clock at night. Like
Where's that
Pittsburgh.
at? Oh my God, I was
Oh, were
at
you
that one
really?
too.
Yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
time they put me through, and my mom and my dad came, and we had a huge banner that said Hayley Noelle, and I was like so embarrassed. I was like, I didn't want attention drawn to me, and then I sang like "Arms of the Angel," Sarah McLachlan, like the most basic song, and for some reason they put me through. But then the second round, it was like no go. Yeah,
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh well.
yeah. Well, now you're doing some cool stuff, so I'm so curious to like hear how you went from pursuing the whole singing thing to Pride Sports.
Yeah. So I I did pretty well. Like I came out on the show. Like the gay community was really good at afterwards of like getting gigs and doing things after the show. And because yeah, top 50 was great, but like no one really gets attention. Like you don't know who's it's only like the Kelly Clarksons and those few very select people throughout the seasons that do something really big. But I was very lucky to be able to get some good stuff going on. And I think I was performing at like a Pride or something. Um, and it was the day before my birthday, and my voice just like went. I was like sick, and something just like happened. And ever since then, it like hasn't been the same. I've never went to a doctor. I don't know what technically happened. Um, but after that, it was like I was doing like Good Night London or some kind of thing every night where I was like singing a new song as like a good night thing for the night, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and yeah, so I had to kind of slowly let it go, which is weird when you put all your eggs in one basket of like this is all I know how to do and what I've been trying to do for years. Like how do you just go off and do something else? Like I only went to college for two
Yeah.
years. I yeah, didn't really have a backup plan, and that was kind of scary. So I played sports all my life. I guess it was something. It was kind of like I've been going to college or going to school ish without really knowing it, playing sports forever, and I played in some of the LGBT leagues like for softball and stuff, and I found kickball. And I played soccer my whole life, and I played like baseball growing up, and kickball's basically those two things combined. So I was like, I love this sport. And like what sports does for me, like I'm really shy and quiet. And it's hard to me to meet people, like definitely in school, like it's hard to like to meet people. So through sports, for some reason, I was just like more outgoing. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. It just brings out something inside everybody or inside most people. And I was like, I need to do this. I need to bring kickball to as many cities as I can, and I'm doing
Yeah.
it. And then we're expanding to dodgeball,
Wow.
and we have cornhole and bocce, like football, softball, doing all these sports, and it's I'm making so much more of an impact than I would have ever got done with singing. Um, so I'm like really connecting people, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love everything you're doing. And that's kind of crazy about your voice too. Do you think it was like nodes or something?
I have no idea. I mean, I know what that is from like Pitch
Yep.
Perfect or whatever that movie
Yeah.
is, but like I don't really know what that is. But I think I just like got sick and like I tore something. I just like tore
Yeah.
something. I
Like
really don't
overuse or
know.
something.
Yeah, I mean, when you're sick, and then it was Pride Month. It was in June, so I was like doing a lot of stuff, and it was I think I just over. And when I sing, I really like forcefully sing. I wish I could be like the
Oh,
Billie
I know.
Eilish or
Same.
like she does no damage with her voice. It
It's
is
like so effortless.
like yes, and it's so
Yeah.
good. Oh, so jealous. She's so good, but it's just so like soft, and she's not doing much. I mean, maybe she is. I don't know technical
Yeah.
stuff with this. Like I hear whisperings
I know.
bad, but
That's what
who
I've
knows?
heard
But
too.
it's not like screamo. It's not like screamo. You like that. You for
Oh, yeah.
sure have to be doing damage to your voice. But I would project because I used to sing on the street a lot, and I would I want to get the attention of everybody, so everybody can hear me, and then give me
Yeah.
their singles, you know. But so I kind of got used to that, and I think that ended overall ended me getting all messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of, I feel like we have a similar story kind of because I thought, same as you did, like I really thought for a long time that music was my passion. I was going to try and like make something of it. And I
Yeah,
kind of just realized over time that like I wanted to, this sounds so cheesy when I say it, but I wanted to use my voice for something more than just like singing. So I got really into health and fitness, and I had a corporate job. I quit my corporate job to become a personal trainer, fitness coach, all that kind of stuff. And then at the start of lockdown, I started this up, and yeah, it's just, it feels so much more fulfilling, like sharing like what I've been through and my understanding of like how your mindset can affect you, and just, trying to help
yeah,
people like realize that is a lot more fulfilling than singing, at an audition.
yeah.
I don't know.
I totally get you. Yeah, yeah. That's good that you found something that you're happy with. And what was the corporate job? Did you
Yeah. So
say?
I used to work in healthcare advertising in the city, and
Okay.
I hated it. I've spoken about this a lot. Like it was just the typical New York City rat race. I felt like I was kind of living someone else's story because, I went to school,
Mm,
and I majored in communication and English, and I thought I was, doing the right thing, and following along the trajectory of what someone should do when they graduate. But I just felt like so unfulfilled. And I was like, this cannot be the rest of my life. Like, there's no way I can do this.
and you were living in the city?
I was commuting into the city. Yeah.
Okay. I always want to know what that life is like. I feel like that has to be awful. Like just living in the smallest
Oh my
apartment,
God.
like
Yeah.
that, paying $1 million a month for it. I'm like, that's like a real struggle. If New York City, if you could make it
Oh,
in
you
that,
can make
I
it
think
anywhere if you can make
that's
it
a
in New
city
York.
that really, if you could make it
Yeah.
there, like that, that's a tough
Oh my
city.
gosh.
But now, so now after quarantine started and you found something that you love
Yeah.
and
So I quit that job
the
like I think it was like the end of 2018 or something. And then that's when or was it was like the
okay.
start of 2019. So I've been, doing training and fitness stuff for like a little over a year now, but I would never turn back. Like it's so funny because I thought for the longest time like I wanted to live in the city and like have an apartment with my friends and like do all this, and then like once I was like starting to have that experience, I was like, "Whoa, I hate this. I can't stand it." Nothing against New York. It's a
Oh,
fun place to visit, but like living wise for me, I
yeah.
don't think I could handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
Yeah, it's
you.
pretty crazy. But how is it in Dallas? Is it more like slow paced?
Um, Dallas is so I base every city off of my players that I
Mm-hmm.
have because that's like all I know. Like I go to a city, I hang out with the people that are playing in the league, and like that's really all I know. Um, but Dallas, I mean, I have a great core group of friends here. Like everyone is really good here. Temperature wise, it is hot in the summer. Oh girl, it is hot. Um, yeah. But other than that, no, I do really like it here. There's a lot of people. I always like places that are kind of hopping and there's things to
Yeah.
do. Like I'm not a small town type of guy. I really like places that are jumping.
Yeah.
So
Love that. So you mentioned something a few seconds ago about how you travel for Pride Sports. So how does that work? Or is there like a team in every state or?
yeah, we have like maybe like 150 to 200 different teams across
Oh
the
wow.
country, just in all these different sports. Like I kind of start up the league where like Providence has like I just came from Providence. Like they have it's our very first season, so they have like 70 players, and then they all get divided onto teams, and then they play each other every weekend. And Boston, we have like 400 players that they all get to play every weekend, and then we have our national tournaments. But I believe in the saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself.
I love that.
Um, I, I can't just like, I'm very hands on. Like, I really care about what I'm doing and the experience that these players are getting. And I never want to hear like this, like it's unorganized or this or that. Like, I give everything I can. I am lining the fields. We have like paid professional referees, and some people might be like, "Ooh, this is too intense or too serious," but it's like we need referees because who's going to make like a call? There's going to be fights. So having somebody there to like make the official call that's not another player or somebody that's biased, like it's super, super good. But yeah, we have national tournaments, all these people come together, and it's so heartwarming to see these people that like I know separately from these cities, and then when they come to a national tournament to like then be commenting on each other's pictures and like visiting each other when like if they go to that city, it's like just knowing that I brought these people together is like the most satisfying thing. Like it's very rewarding.
Yeah,
So.
that sounds super rewarding. Like knowing you can connect people in that way, I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
it sounds like there's a good amount of travel involved. So, has COVID affected any of what you're doing, or?
Yeah. So COVID, I mean, for the past couple of months, like everything was shut down, like in every city. Slowly, where are we at? In August, um, things are starting to open back up, but there's like crazy policies, understandably so. But it's kind of hard wearing a mask and running around. But I'm like, hey guys, like I never want anybody getting sick or getting hurt when they're joining because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to take them on a little bit of a uh, get away from reality because sometimes people's jobs suck. Maybe their home life is not great, and this is something that's supposed to be like they could put that behind them for a hot minute, and they could come to kickball and have fun. So I never want anybody ever getting hurt, and especially not getting sick with this damn COVID thing. So I'm trying to take the extreme precautions and put policies in place to make sure that people are safe and yeah. But with travel, it's kind of scary. I'm being as careful as I possibly can because I am traveling a
Yeah.
lot, but it's like life has to go on. And like, I feel so bad for all these businesses that are closing down and like, it's just, yeah, I just have a lot of responsibility to be able to give this for the community and I have to succeed. So I'm making it work, but of course I'm being safe. And when I'm on the plane, I have my mask on, and I've always done this anyways, but I always put a hoodie on backwards. I sleep
I
on the
always
plane,
have a
so I
hoodie
love it.
on planes too. I don't know why, even in the
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, I use it as like a blanket. I put it on. I put the hoodie. I don't have the hoodie on. I put it on top of myself, but with the hoodie on my head to cover
Oh,
my
that's a good
face,
idea.
and and just sleep. So then I am like double protected from this
Yeah.
COVID stuff. Um, but yeah, but it's still really like scary because I don't know. Like down south, people are pretty relaxed with it, but up north, like I'm sure up there where you're at, like I feel like everyone's like
Very strict.
mask
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, which is, I mean, it's somehow this whole thing turned political, and
Yeah.
I'm very focused on kickball stuff. That like I don't know what's going on in the world with all this stuff, but I'm like, oh, just a mask is so easy to do. It's become the new normal, and it's protecting you, and it's protecting everyone else. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. It is crazy to think that it's become political, but it's like just do your part, wash your hands, wash your damn hands. It's not that hard. That's like my
I
biggest pet
know.
peeve. I like see people sometimes like I'll go to the beach and I see these people leaving the bathroom without washing their hands in the middle of a
Oh,
pandemic and I'm
geez.
like, "Girl, seriously? Like, come on. Is it that hard,
Yeah, I guess for some people it is.
Yeah.
For some
I
reason.
know. It's been so surreal. Like if you were to tell someone a year ago today that this is what we would be in right now, they would think you were insane.
Yeah, I like when I have to talk with my players, like I am like, because I have to be like the COVID police, like if the owner's not enforcing, like I have to enforce every rule that I have in place. So I'm always like the bad guy, but I'm like yelling at people like it has to go over the mouth, and yes, believe it or not, your nose is still connected to your lungs, so it also has to
Yeah.
go over your nose as well. And I mean, I hate I hate being that guy, but I'm like, who would have thought I would be yelling at people to put on a mask? It is so
Yeah.
bizarre. It's so bizarre.
It's wild, but I will say I think it's awesome that you're still able to do this. Like especially now, people so need an outlet and just like a sense of community with being locked up and cooped up at home. So,
Yeah. I've been going crazy. Because I am used to traveling to this city and bouncing to this city and being around all these people like all the time. And then like hard stop to, okay, I'm stuck at home. I'm not sure if I could leave. I'm not sure what's going on. And I can't see people for months. And having my drinking dates with my friend group on Zoom. I mean, it was cute like the
yeah,
first
and then
week
it
or
got
two. I was
old.
like, oh, this is so cute. And I'm like, okay, I really need to see you guys because I'm about to
Yeah.
lose my damn mind. Um, so yeah, it's been, yeah, it's been kind of weird. And my mental health for sure, I was like, I'm going crazy. Like, and I'm like, I'm sure these players they have to be as well. So with kickball, it's outdoors. Like kickball's naturally spread out.
Yeah, that's good.
So I do feel confident like that I'm not contributing to bad stuff. I am everyone's spread out anyway. So we are socially distancing before COVID was even a thing. So I think just getting out there and having people play is definitely helping some people's mental state for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. For anyone that's listening to this, if they're interested in participating in Pride sports, where would you recommend they start? Like, how do they sign up?
Yeah, so our requirements to play are this is definitely an LGBT focused league, so you have to be, of course, accepting of our community, but we totally welcome allies. I would be nothing without our the support of our allies. And my ally friends growing up, that's super important. So we definitely want everybody to play. And you have to be 20 to 80 years old because of insurance reasons.
Okay.
And you go to pridesportsusa.com. Don't forget the USA, pridesportsusa.com. And we do have in pretty much all the major cities, we do have leagues running, or well, not during COVID times, but we do have something in some cities in normal times. But that's what they would go to sign up. Pride Sports, SPORTS, USA.com.
Nice. I'll leave a little thing on the screen and in the
Oh, perfect.
description for you guys. So you offer kickball, right? What else?
Yeah, kickball, dodgeball, that's our main focus. When it comes to skill level, if you've never played before, that's perfect. Like this is totally a thing where I make sure that this is a judgment-free zone, that we truly welcome everybody, all walks of life, all genders, all races, all sexualities, all blue, green, purple. We'll take you. As long as you have a good attitude and you're a good person. That's important. We like good sportsmanship, and we just want to have fun out there. That's our number one rule. Number one rule to have fun.
There you go. I love that. I love that you've it's so cool like seeing where you are now that you've carved out this space for, just to accept people and just to have them have a place where they feel accepted and welcomed.
Yeah,
I think is so important.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
especially, I feel like I've been I've been lucky that when I have been growing up, like I have been on the athletic side. Um, a lot of people have not been, and the gay community or LGBTQ plus community, a lot of the times growing up in school have been scared to join sports because of that super masculine, broy type of atmosphere that sports would create. And if they didn't feel comfortable, they would have, they probably didn't play. And it's such a like that's so sad because sports is such it made such an impact in my life that I wish things can change, and I hope things are changing in schools as we get older. I hope things have becoming more accepting on if you identify as LGBT that they welcome you into, like, socially welcome you in. I'm sure they'll accept you. They can't say, well, who knows? I don't know the laws anymore these
Yeah.
days, but that hopefully the kids are being nice to the other kids. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing where I saw I saw a lot of hate growing up um, towards some people. So I hope that's changing. So yeah, so now we have something as an adult, a judgment-free zone that you can be yourself, and you could be the worst player out there, you could be the best player out there, but we're gonna have fun and get drinks afterwards. If you don't drink, that's fine. We have pizza for everybody after the game. But yeah, we totally. I love what I do. I really, really like it. I am so happy I was able to find this crazy monster that I created.
Yeah, it's so exciting, and it's always funny to think too of like what leads you to where you are. You know, do you think that like your singing journey had any effect on wanting to start this?
Yeah. Yep. Because of what city it brought me to. Yeah. Music brought me to a city that then I was able to discover kickball. And if I
Yeah, there
wasn't
you
brought to
go.
that city, then who knows?
Yeah, you can always kind of like connect the dots. You
Yeah.
know, I always think it's really interesting to like think back and see, oh, how did that like affect this? Or, you know, like for me, like I knew I wanted to, you know, use my voice for something. And I kind of felt after a while like singing, you know, I enjoy it. It's still a hobby of mine. Like I still like to sing in the shower or whatever. But, you know, I don't know. It just didn't feel like with what I'm doing now, I feel so like fired up about it. And I'm sure you do the same with Pride Sports.
Yeah.
Like it's a different like level,
Yes.
you
It's
know?
and I think when you do it like I mean, talking to like job wise, just like yeah, when you're a singer, you kind of are your own boss. But like doing another type of job, like I like being my own boss. Like you're more passionate about it. Like if I was working for somebody else doing something, like I still would give it a lot because that's who I am. But it's like I don't know when you're doing your own thing and it's like your baby, like
Yeah.
you really just care about it a lot, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And it's a whole nother level of like holding yourself accountable
Yeah.
because like you're the only one running the show. Like, you
Yeah.
know, you're answering to yourself.
If something gets messed up, it's on me.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of pressure.
Yeah, it's the good kind of pressure though, because you're killing it with what you're doing now.
Thanks.
So I like sincerely, I love everything that you're doing, everything you stand for. I 100%, you know, align with. So my final sort of wrap up question that I always like to ask people is what your take is on the mind body connection, because that's something I always talk about on here, and I love, you know, hearing everyone's perspective on it.
Yeah. Um, so go into that question a little bit more about like so how, yeah, go into it a little bit more so I could better answer it.
Yeah. So, the reason why I call this, you know, show when I named it as Philosophy of Fitness is because I've, through my personal experience and my personal journey, have come to understand how much your mindset can affect what you achieve physically. So, just like for an example, I never used to think of myself as a runner. I always used to associate myself and identify myself as someone who was terrible at running, like I was the slowest in gym class, whatever. And then I discovered the law of attraction. I don't know if you're familiar with it. But it's basically kind of the premise that thoughts become things. So once I sort of
Mm,
decided to step away from that identity and I started, you know, telling myself, you know what, I can do this. Like I'm going to show up for myself. And I started to kind of switch my internal dialogue. That's when I noticed that I was able to challenge my limits in ways that I honestly never even thought that I could. So it totally like changed my life, like being more kind to myself and like focusing on my internal dialogue and seeing how much it helped me. Like I lost 30 pounds. So yeah, it like totally changed the game for me. So that's why I'm curious to hear if you've had any like connection with that or what your take is on it.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with like in your head like believing in yourself and making things happen with like just keeping that positivity like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna succeed and making it happen. um yeah, I mean things when you were talking that like kind of came to my mind about I mean the I'm trying to I don't know if this really like connects but just like some of the players um like stories that I've heard throughout the years of doing this is like people. people that that they think they're overweight, that are scared. And, it's kind of like the first day of school showing up to like our pickup game. Like it's scary, people come by themselves, and it's scary. We make it as unintimidating as we can. We have like big rainbow things everywhere blowing up. Like we try to make it a fun thing, but at the end of the day, it is scary. But for these people to like in their head be like, I need to do this. This will be worth it. And then, joining and finding out it was worth it. But some of these people have been the most outgoing people that I know. And they're like, I was scared to get out of the car the first day. And I'm like, it's crazy how some people, it's, I guess it is a bigger deal in people's heads than, I mean, I'm nervous too. When I go to a city and don't know anybody,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to meet all these new people. Like I'm excited, but yeah. So I think in getting, being in your own head and just making that positive, energy and making that positive outlook on life can really, affect things. If you're a Debbie Downer, well, girl, your life's going to be not too great. So you got to turn that frown upside down and make something happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of funny how you equate it to like the first day of school, because I feel the same way. Like I get so nervous and anxious, like you do, like meeting new people or showing up somewhere new. Like, oh my God, it's like you have to kind of take a step outside your comfort zone to really find some of the most rewarding things. That's something I've learned.
That is perfect. That's a perfect way to phrase that. You have to step outside your comfort zone to get something really good. I like that.
You can apply that to like any area of your life too. Now that I think about it, relationships, job, hobbies.
Yeah.
You name it.
Very true. It's very true.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been so fun. Again, what's pridesportsusa.com, right?
That's right. pridesportsusa.com.
Great. And you guys, you can check out the website, find out what cities you can participate in. And you have an amazing thing going here. So definitely keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for having me. This was fun to catch up with you. Like it's been too long. Well, we have to catch up outside of this too.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. It's definitely been way too long. But
yes.
Thank you, Keith, so much for coming on. Everyone, if you're listening to this, remember you can watch it on YouTube, youtube.com/Hayley Noelle. If you're watching it, cool. You can also listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. Sending love and light your way.